Hello and welcome to a very special video. Now you might hear a bit of an audio difference. At the beginning of the filming I lost my voice, so I'm going to have a lot of pre-recorded or later recorded audio that's going to come in, and I've had to fan in because it's very hot here. But let's talk about these guys real quick before we get too yammery. I found these guys in the back of a storage room. I think someone had gifted them to me and I'd thrown them in the back. I threw them together real quick and said, let's go ahead and paint them. I'd seen a video from Sonic Sledgehammer where he did a Homeguard or Wardens with a Gloom Trench guy, and I said that would be a really cool thing to do with some Krieg guys I have here. And I did a test model, which is the guy on the right, and the model we painted, the guy on the left. It's very simple techniques. I tried to limit the paints as much as possible. Again, you don't need to have the exact paints used in this video. You can use things similar to it. You can use entirely different paints. The main thing is you can get very similar effects without having to go too crazy on anything involving it. So a little bit chatty at the beginning, but let's get into this video. Alright, so we've hit the model up with some Stynol Res Gray primer, and we're gonna bring in some Luftwaffe blue, basically Luftwaffe uniform, and we're gonna be hitting up the uniform parts, mostly the coat that the model's wearing. So we're going to hit up, for example, this sleeve and of course the front here, and we will be right back. Alright, so we're going to bring in some khaki highlight, and we're going to hit up the little rebreather bag here, the strap on his bit of a gear, and we're going to get the mask, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we've gotten these spots. We got the rebreather, the book, the mask, and of course the bedroll, all hit with the khaki highlight. So we're going to be hitting up the pants with Highland Moss, and it'll be a very... You'll probably need about 1 or 2 coats. It's a bit of a thin paint, but it's a really nice one. I like the color of it. It's a mossy green. So we'll hit that and the helmet, and we'll be right back. Alright, we're going to come in with some jungle mist. We're going to hit up the gloves. Now this is a time, if you need to be, because we still got some other coats to do, to be a little bit messy. So don't worry about too much if you kind of overspills. Just go ahead and hit these up. You're going to get the rifle later, and we'll be right back as we get that done. Alright, we're going to be using deep gray here. We're only going to really be using it on the 2 shoulder pads. They're going to be the upper plates. So just hit those up and we'll be right back. Alright, we're going to be using some neutral gray, which is a lighter gray. It looks darker in the bottle. And we're going to hit the ridge on the top of the helmet to add a little bit of color and flare. And we're going to then get the lower plates on the shoulder pads to add a little bit of distinction between the elements. Give it a little bit of space because the blue of the coat and the gray of the shoulder pads are really close. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we're going to be using some of this chestnut brown, which has been pre-thinned, and we're going to be hitting up the strap on the weapon. We're going to be hitting up the boots, and we will also be hitting up the leather on the backpack, like the pouches and such. And we shall be right back. We're going to be using some black gray. We're going to hit up a couple different points on the model. We're going to hit up the rifle, or the las gun. And we'll be getting all of the casing, including the magazine. I tend to like to use it for that. We're also going to hit up the book, but I don't show that right now. And we will also be hitting up the eyes. We will be right back. Alright guys, for a little bit of variety, or a little pizzazz, we're going to put a little bit of brown, or orange brown on the stock here, just for a little bit of color, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're going to use some of this Serif red, and we're going to base coat the little part of the kit on here. I always forget what this canister is for traditionally, but we're going to hit it up with some of this. Don't mind if you're a little sloppy, just hit what you need to get it done, and we will be right back. We're going to be using some of this Scarlet from the model color range, and we're going to basically putting it on a little patchy on this over that serif red base coat because I want it to look a little bit worn and battered like you'd see in the military. And once we've gotten that, we'll be moving on to the next step. We're going to use some of this spaceship exterior, and we're going to do a fairly heavy dry brush. I do like to do it with some of these more organic models. It gives a bit more of a worn feeling. Now what I do is after I do this, I take some of those base coats, I thin them really far down, and I'll use them to cover up some of it so it's not so extreme. Plus, once we do shading, it'll settle it down. So we'll be right back with the next step once we're done. Take some of my personal shade and we're going to be putting it on the model. We've done a little bit of a cleanup from the dry brush, but this should help settle things down. Plus, we want to pick out some of those areas where the shadow is going to be. Effectively, I don't slop it on like a lot of others, but this is also a very thinned down shade, so it mostly sticks in the darkest points. We'll be right back once we finish that up. Hey, okay, everybody. You might notice I'm talking a little bit different in this one. I lost my voice in the earlier clips, so those are all going to be recorded afterward. But we're going to be taking some our spaceship exterior. We're going to catch this bit of a rosary here, and we're going to come in here and dot the end of the las rifle. Now, there's two reasons we'll do this. One, depending, you could also do the rosary in metal. There's a lot of those. I just wanted something that would maybe pop a little bit and not be too offensive. Now I found that when I'm doing something like this, a light touch in the side of the brush is a massive help to get that detail, as you can see right there. You just gotta be calm, take your time. Know that, not all the details are going to be exactly like this, and, it'll be alright. We're also going to hit this Imperial insignia with some bronze, so we'll be right back. Oh, let's go ahead and just hit this up super quick, show you what I'm talking about. So we're going to take a little bit extra of that. We're going to go right here to the end, and we're just going to dot that, just like that. And we'll be right back. Okay guys, do forgive the fan in the background, it's incredibly hot here. We're going to be using this speed paint. Now this isn't a 2.0 speed paint, it's just a original. It's a plasma bolt, and we're only going to be using it at the end of the rifles, but what I did was I mixed 1 drop of it, 1 drop of Mecha varnish. I used a matte with theirs, and we're just gonna, it has a slight bit of satin look to it, so that'll help it in a lot of cases from becoming too much of an issue. So we're just gonna take that, we're gonna take this secondary guy, and hopefully the camera will focus. We're gonna come in real careful, and we're just gonna hit that up. Now, depending, you could always go a little heavier. We're just going to dab that off right there. And I like to go real careful with the first bit and then come in with a heavier bit after that. Whoop, let's not knock all that around. Come over here and just dab that right in there. Now you can see that's a little weaker. You can always come in and add more. I suggest doing this part when you have most of them with their stuff dotted in, so you can just come in and just bam, 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 get it all done in one hit. Alright, so we're going to let that dry, and then we'll come in and hit the metallics on this guy. Alright, so we're gonna use brass at this point. Now if you're wondering what I would use if I was doing any other metallics, I would use let's see, oily steel or natural steel, both from Vallejo. They're not the best paints in the world. I usually use a different liquid metal, but I'm trying to keep it into a basic. But right now we're gonna use this brass, and what we're gonna do is we're going to catch a few spots. And let's just get a good firm grip on this guy. make sure my finger is not in the way of the camera. Very tricky to do. It's almost a must. And we're just going to come in and we're going to use the nose there, or the tip of the brush, to do our dirty work. And I'll flip her around. Now be mindful, the beads do come across the back there, so you want to be careful. So we'll come in and we're just going to use the side, and we're going to just go ahead and get the rest of that painted in. If you got to come in for a second coat, there is nothing wrong with that. It can be a little tricky with metallics depending. Now I generally use their metal colors, but they can be a little bit more liquidy, and if you have kids, as my cat yells in the background, you need to be cautious. The other thing we're going to hit up with this is I smack the camera. Always a professional must. So we're going to hit the back of this little box here. I forget what it was, what it traditionally was, but we're going to go ahead and just smack that on right there, being careful as we approach anything else. And we'll be right back with that done. Alright guys, that finishes things up. Let's go ahead and just do a little bit of background here with my hand so it focuses right. Now, this is with a base that's been done in just a basic mix of basically 1:1 or 1:2 water and Gravelord gray across a straight gray base. You get a very dark one. Later I'll come in and I'll dry brush it to give it a little bit more interest, but I wanted the model to pop a little bit more. Now the thing is, this uses a lot of very simple techniques. You don't have to go too crazy on any of this as I knock the model over. Like the book, I just basically did squiggly lines on it, and I exaggerated the beginnings of the pages, like when they would do the very stylistic letter at the beginning of medieval pages. And effectively, I just did a few things using only a few different paints, just to keep things simple. Yeah, could I have gone more extravagant? Yes, but the point is when you have a bunch of these guys to paint, you want it to be simple. And again, I want to thank Sonic Sledgehammer for inspiring the paint job. And look, you don't have to use the same paints. I only used a couple things that I had in common with him, and then I went from there. So hopefully this is something you guys like. Let me know in the comment section. And have a wonderful day. And remember, it's not about perfection, because we're only looking for perfectly imperfective. Bye-bye.